Good day, this is Ray. Today is Saturday, August 26, 2023 for me, another day of learning and growing. I hope that you, your family, friends, and loved ones are doing well and staying safe. So it's 6:30 in the morning on Saturday. I've basically been up since probably 1 or 2 o'clock. Not exactly sure when, but I rarely sleep as it is. And at the end of the month is when I provide my update on my financial journey, in particular paying down and paying off my consumer debt. So at the beginning of this year, I decided to share my journey paying off debt. And at the time, I was going by a number that I had started tracking as of February of 2021, and that was $97,520.57. I thought that was the furthest back that I was aware of exactly what my consumer debt was to the penny. But actually, I had a spreadsheet before then that I used that completely crashed. I couldn't access it anymore. But I guess that prior to February 2021, I had taken a snapshot each month of what my consumer debt was. And I'll get more into that a little bit later, but my number's going to be different going forward. If you didn't watch the video I had posted maybe 2 weeks ago when I found that snapshot. So it's going to be a higher number, and it's going to be as of June 2020. But I've been on this journey basically for 3 years, a little bit over 3 years, but I really didn't learn how to budget until May of 2021, and I've been budgeting ever since. So I'm doing this, I'm paying off this debt with a plan. If I didn't have a plan, I could, really hurt myself along this journey. Not physically, but, trying to pay off this debt, because emergencies have happened. And I've had to rely on my emergency fund. Prior to budgeting, I didn't have an identified emergency fund. I had a savings account, but I didn't identify that as my emergency fund. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. As of June of 2020, my consumer debt was $115,041.89. My consumer debt today is $61,290.14, which means I paid off $53,751.75, which is 47% of the original debt. And that's, fantastic. That means I'm getting very close to having half of my debt paid off. Actually, I'm only $3,769.20 away from having paid off half of my original debt. A lot has happened since June of 2020. At the end of 2021, I became a first-time homeowner. So my progress has slowed down a little bit because I have some bigger bills to deal with. I have a mortgage, I have my HOA, electricity, gas, and streaming service, things like that. But looking at that progress, I definitely feel a lot better about where I'm at. I still have a lot of money yet to pay off with the consumer debt, but I'm actively doing that. So I'm excited to see what happens going forward. But anyway, moving on, let's go ahead and take a look at my month-to-month numbers. So the beginning debt for this year was $67,478.48. Sorry, I got a bit of a cough. In January, I paid off $895.83. February, $839.73. March, $854.91. April, $847.66. May, $855.22. June, $855.64. And then July happened. So this is the second half of the year now. I paid off $122.48. Now that's a little misleading because July was when I got home security, and I had to pay for installation costs of the cameras, cost of the doorbell, cost of a smoke detector. So I took on more debt, unfortunately. And I'm going to pay that with an installment plan, and it's not going to be terrible, but either way, it sort of stalled my progress of paying roughly $850 a month. Now this month I paid off $916.87, and that's the highest number for the year. But again, that's because I took on the installment debt to pay off the security equipment, and I'll pay that off relatively soon. I'm not accelerating the payment on that. It's just this, being paid off in installments. Okay, so for the year, I paid off $6,188.34. My target is to pay off $10,000. Assuming that I don't get my emergency fund back to 100% by the end of the year, then that is a reasonable conservative target. So I'm $3,811.66 away from that. And if I do hit that, then I will have that original $115,041.89 paid off. So now that takes me to my emergency fund, which last month it was at 53%. This month, I'm glad to say, it's at 60%, which is a change of 7%. So I'm on track, back on track, ? Which is my title. And once again, anything that you do without a plan, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. You have to have a system in place to be able to keep you on track, keep you focused on whatever the target is. Like, for example, I'm taking a career designation exam in a few weeks, and so today and tomorrow I'm going to spend a lot of time studying some of the practice tests that I've taken. I'm going to take some practice tests, study some of the vocabulary, just kind of get it ingrained, so that when I go into the test, I'm just spitting out that information and hopefully pass this test. This is one of the hardest courses I've taken so far. This will be the third out of 5 that I need in order to get this designation. And it's about estate planning, but long term, this is a great course for me to take, because it's giving me knowledge about things that I hear about in the industry that I work in. But really, I can use it to not only plan for my future, but also help my family plan for their future. And when I set up my will and maybe down the road set up a trust, that I know the questions to ask when I meet with the estate planning team, and I'm not completely in the dark. So I'm excited about where things are going. Hopefully I can continue at this pace of my debt pay down for this year, and then next year accelerate my debt pay down. That is the plan. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video, but if you made it this far, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. You'll know when I post my videos. You can find me at youtube.com/@Chronicles of Ray. And until next time, hope you all take care. Stay cool. It's going to be hot today.